Hello and welcome back to Familiarity. Familiarize. This is like kind of a no-brainer. You gotta familiarize yourself with the game. Know the map, know the layout. Granted, some maps like this one, the bigger ones, are gonna take longer to know, to get aware of than smaller maps. You still gotta know at least the basics of how to like move around and stuff. How to like get around. Usual decisions made. High ground. Look for high ground. The city is a bad place in this game because there's tons of snipers, or from my experiences in the past, tons of snipers on tons of rooftops. And so in the desert, there's not a whole lot, so people just run around with tanks there, or big heavy vehicles, and then just go around spraying everyone, and possibly get hacked for spraying said person. Moving on. Routes, yes. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Know your route. Some games like this one have a setting that can show you the route. Pretty basic stuff. But for like games like Battlefield and stuff where the route isn't too clear, make your own. Flank around. Outmaneuver them, outthink them. If there's one map that's literally just a meat grinder in the middle, then go around it. If there's no possible way, then join the ranks of the cannon fodder. And weaponry, yeah. Learn the weapons that suit you. I'm an assault rifle guy. I love weapons that fire fast and have a substantial range. Oh, and demolitions. Booms. I love them. These are pretty much the only two weapons that I use. Right here. But yeah, know the weapons that suit you. If you're a sniper, if you're like a hardcore sniper, go for it. It's not my style, really. I'm more of... Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not the sniper guy. I run in and get shot in the face. But yeah, don't just stick with like one set of weapons just because everyone else is using it and then you suck with it. Try to switch it up a bit. Find out what works for you. Don't just, just like, hey, this seems pretty cool. Everyone else is using it. Or something like this, just run and gun. Figure out what works for you. If you like to sit back and pop people from a mile away, then do that. That's what's good for you. That will help you live. Camping will help you live longer anyways, just because it's camping, If you like to be that one guy that runs around with a pistol and brags about killing everyone with pistols, then, be that guy. Just figure out which pistols to use and which not to use. This would be pretty ineffective at taking out pretty much anything. Unless you just, want to get shot in the face, then, have at it. Moving on from familiarity, now that you understand your surroundings, it's time to talk about those in your surroundings, aka the people. People... Oh, come on. There we go. People can make or break a game. And if it's a really good game, but it has a really awful player base, community, like they're really toxic and stuff, it can kind of make you not want to play that game. And, oh. And if you have a really bad game, but the community's really awesome, then it makes you want to play that game. It makes you want to play that game just to, have fun with the people on it. And there's many different types of people because no one's made the same. Each person is a little different than the next. I thought I hit that. Nope. Each person is a little different than the next. Just out of my reach. So there's going to be multiple ways of dealing with like the same people technically. And you know, for trolls, you know, you simply just, you know, troll them back or just report them or leave. You know, that's what you normally do for trolls. But some people just want to watch out for like good trolls that know what they're doing, don't care. They just want to make your day as bad as possible. Just stay away from those. Squeakers, they're alright. I don't see what the big fuss about them is unless they're just the Call of Duty kind of squeakers. Then it's pretty bad. Skip that, I don't know what.
It's a fake.
But yeah, those are the kinds of people you want to look out for. And if you find someone like really nice or something like that, you know, you probably just made a friend, that or just someone to game with. No, but as I was saying, there's not a whole lot you can do to trolls, at least. Well, I mean, you can do a lot. Just whether or not any of it gets through is a whole nother story. Now that you have familiarized yourself with some aspects of the game, it is finally time to learn some basic combat techniques, I guess. Welcome to basic training. I am drill instructor. That guy, yeah, that guy. Anyway, this is going to be the one to teach you probably one of the most important things about these types of games, besides the dead cow or bull. Yeah, bull. I think this is not school appropriate, but we're grown. We can handle it. This is high school. Somewhat. Oh, wait a minute. This is just a cutscene that's coming up. Okay, I'm going to pause it. I know that's boring. I know it's boring. That was pretty loud, too. But there are many different kinds of fighting styles. Like, to touch on, like, the basics of just one kind of fighting is, like, next to the finding a needle in a haystack. I mean, it's pretty rare that you do. It's pretty rare that you will find, like, bam, this is, like, the standard of all kinds. Like, yeah, you could say, like, just moving around and shooting is, like, the most basic. But even how you do that can affect some of your playstyle. Aim for the head. That's obviously number one. And this is one of the harder missions. I am playing on the hard difficulty. And this is Battlefield 2. So anyone that knows the struggle will know that this is not easy. Oh! I about died. I'm about to die anyways. Yep, there I go. Awesome. See, don't do what I did. Don't run out. That's a perfect example of what not to do. Okay? There are many different kinds of fighting styles and techniques, so not all of it will be talked about here, obviously. But I've narrowed it down to about 4 very basic combat. I wouldn't really necessarily call them techniques. Basic styles. There you go. You have the assault, which is what I'm doing right now. I run assault rifles, like I said before. I run assault rifle and nade launcher if I can. I prefer nade launchers. Nade launchers and assault rifles. Let's see if I can find it. But yeah, you can be that guy right there that just charges in with a shotgun and gets his face restructured for free. Hold on. I know there's some guys with some LMGs here to talk about. Yeah, there they are. I'll talk about those guys. Oh my. Oh my. Am I gonna make it? Yeah, I did. You could be this guy right here. The one that doesn't know the definition of let go of the trigger. Hold on. Reload. Oh, these guys obviously take some time to reload. I don't know where I'm being shot at from, so I'm just gonna spray and pray. But yes, this is some of the basics right here. I'm doing nothing but basic stuff right here. Just point and click. And I'm gonna be that guy for a second that doesn't know when to stop pulling the trigger. What else are they shooting at? Oh, above. Look around. Look where people are shooting. If the bullets have tracers on them or you can tell where they're coming from, follow those bullets. That's probably one you don't want to follow. Oh my, he's pointing it at me. Okay. We're good. Okay, no we're not. Oh wait, it's that thing. Crap, I always die when that comes along. I never kill it first chance I get. I don't even know where the RPG is to take it out. Probably gonna die. Take cover. Yes, if your cover's being destroyed like this, find more. Find undestructible cover, like hills and stuff. Like hills and stuff. You have an entire destroyed village at your disposal. Some of it's gonna be useful. I have no idea where that RPG is. Oh wait, I saw it. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Use weapons on the map to your advantage. Yeah, I know. This is the M2 Carl Gustav. Hold on, let's see if I can lead your shots if you need to. That was absolutely crap. Can I just... You guys didn't see that, alright? Basic combat techniques. Know how to lead. Know how to lead your shots. Don't overlead them. Take adequate cover. Keep moving. I'm gonna get this thing. I'm gonna get this thing. Or I'm just gonna like completely miss all the time. But anyway, yeah. There's like two different categories of combat, like two basic different types. There's realistic and then unrealistic. Now the difference is going to be clear about those. I am a terrible shot. Don't ever rely on me to take out vehicles. Almost. This RPG is even the one with the fastest missile speed, I guess you would say. There. No, I don't need a second one of these. And those four classes: assault, support. The support, I think of it as the guy who like would rather you live than him. Like, he's the first one with ammo. He's there with ammo. He's there with first aid. He's there to revive you. He's there to give you cover fire. The support guy is the guy who looks out for his team. And the sniper, Recon, obviously the guy that hangs back. In this game he has a mortar strike. You know, he can help out with tanks and stuff like that. So the Recon has a pretty important job in this game. But I cannot show you that because this is campaign. And I don't feel like dying 800 times just to show you guys all the different kinds. I'm just going to explain them to you. And then one of my personal favorites, the demolitions. Assault and demolitions. Demolitions is pretty self-explanatory. He's the guy that runs around with 50 sticks of C4 strapped to him and blows up everything that he comes into contact with. He's that guy. He's the one that will use 7 RPGs to take out 2 people. And by no means are you restricted to like that class. Like, you know, if I choose assault, I'm just gonna go out there with a freaking assault rifle and a pistol and then just try to kill as many people as possible. You are by no means bound to that specific class or that specific playstyle. You can be an assault with a sniper rifle. That's what my friend does. He'll slap a red dot on a sniper rifle and then just go ham. And that's more like an aggressive recon kind of, but you know, but like I said, there's by no means any like one specific set of things you have to do. Now it's time to move on to something. I wasn't even looking at my screen. I'm gonna die. This is an ambush. I just took a shotgun point blank. I bet that does not feel good at all. That was bad cover. Don't use bad cover. Well, that and this game, there's a YouTuber said this game has a whole lot of not cover but concealment. It's not cover because it's not bulletproof. It's cover because cover is the non-destructible stuff. It's concealment because it can be destroyed. Like, you could still die from going into quote-unquote cover. And so, yeah, time to move on to something a little bit more, I don't know, useful, I guess. I mean, I don't really know how to explain, like, the advanced stuff. So, I'm gonna try. Now for something you probably don't need to know, unless, you know, you do need to know it. How to correctly use vehicles. I know I'm not talking about snagging your friend's tank when he's not looking and charging straight at the enemy. No. I mean, unless you're that good and can last long enough to help everyone out around you, or just hog some kills for a while, you're not going to last very long. Especially in games that offer tanks and offer a way to stop tanks, because then you really won't last long. First step. Most games probably offer like something along the lines of this. Alright. Now this can hold about 4 people. And in most games can stand up to pretty much every single bit of small arms fire you can give it. But like heavy explosives that people would normally use to take out a tank would shred this thing. Okay. The jet just disappeared. Alright, that's cool, man. But anyway, yeah. Offering you something like this. This can be used in all sorts of creative ways that people don't necessarily realize. Like, for instance, if it's going forward, basically, something I like to do is push in behind it. It offers great cover, and especially if you have a gunner up there, then you can just, you know, he can fire at everyone that's to the sidelines and stuff like that, giving you enough cover to push up. But then again, it doesn't last quite as long as some other vehicles, so I wouldn't rely on it too heavily. This would be most effective for like charging like right at a base, like just, well, I don't, it depends on what the enemy was using. If they're all Carl Gustavs over there, but they're just as bad a shot as I am, then, you know, you would probably make it. Not gonna lie, you'd probably make it in this. But this would be like capping a point car. This would be like what you would use to cap a point in Battlefield per se. Moving on to the Jason. Moving on to the next vehicle, something that you would probably use to just push up and get tons of kills. This thing has some bright lights on it. I like it. Oh, that's why I turned the brights on. It was a money-hungry company anyway. Sika, Kai Pura, yeah. Those guys are money-hungry snobs right there. They don't care about the customer. This is something you would definitely want to push up behind. Like, for instance, if it's pushing up on a point, you definitely just want to like hang back behind this, kind of protect its weak spot, which is where I'm standing. It's vent right here. In most games, the back of the tank is the weakest, because that really is where the vents are and stuff. So yeah, you'd probably want to like help out the tank or something, just like push up behind it and like shoot people on the sidelines and stuff. Which the secondary gunner should be doing, but sometimes fails to do that. Or just gets in the tank to avoid death. And then planes. Those guys rain death from above. Okay, can lock an enemy at spawn and can either make or break a game if they have them. Which I'm glad some games don't. This one does. And vehicles are completely all based on your playstyle. So, like, if you're a really good pilot and you're really good at making people wish they had never got on the game in the first place, then, you know, power to you. But I'm not like that at all. As you can see, I have already messed up. Turbulence. Gotta love it. Boop. Moving on. Yeah, aircraft, you can make or break a game with that, depending on how good you are. I'm not good at flying, so I rely on the Hummers and the tanks. Now you can have your little light stuff as well. I don't think I have an example of that at all. Ah, yes, but I do have an example of this. This is something you would definitely want to storm a point with. No doubt in my mind. Like an Arma, heavily modified Battlefield, Project Reality. Clean socks. Gotta love them. But anyway, this is something you definitely storm a point with. This can hold about lots of people. Couldn't give you an exact. And I forgot. This is glitchy. Anyway, yeah. This is something you definitely use to storm a point with. It's got tons of people. You can support tons of people, I mean. You can push up behind it like I said before. Small bikes and ATVs like this probably would be best for like a sniper trying to get to a good camping point, or like if you're just trying to flank around and distract the guys for a little bit to help your team push up. Then something like this would be, I don't know, pretty good. Unless you want like a you and a friend or something, which this thing can support, barely. This is mostly what you're going to see in other games though. Just not this color. Unless it's hardline. Once again, don't buy it. Yeah. That just drove behind a jet engine. All physics have been denied. That was actually pretty disappointing. But I don't know what I was expecting. So yeah, you have your light class vehicles, your good class. I'm sorry, I have to. This is just me goofing off now. Anyway, alright guys, time to do a recap of some things that might help your next gaming experience.